Hey guys, Dan Campini, and I've got Evan Wells from Naughty Dog. We're talking about Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. Evan, give us a bit of an overview of lessons learned from Uncharted 2.
Oh, well, I mean, tons. We're our own harshest critics. We always look back and see the things that we could have done better and wished we had time to fix. So all those things are sort of what we tackle first when we were going into the next game. So with Uncharted 3, one of the main things was we really wanted to be able to put more into the multiplayer experience that we didn't get to in Uncharted 2.
Now, we had a look at your studio today, and you're doing motion capture in a slightly unusual way. It's different to the way that everyone else is doing. Can you run us through a bit of a basic overview of exactly how you do your mocap for Uncharted?
Yeah, it's a very complicated process, and we take it very seriously. We go through all the important steps, I think, to really capture the performance the actors are giving us. We do rehearsals, we do table reads, we work with the actors on a regular basis. Over the course of a year, basically, we're with them probably a couple times a month at minimum. So it becomes like a TV shoot for them, where they almost become part of the team. We're seeing them in the office, they're coming by checking out the game. And we let them ad lib. They give their own advice on how to say the lines better, and ultimately we just really feel like that collaborative spirit with them is what gets the best performance.
Now, social media was one that you tackled pretty heavily with Uncharted 2. We're seeing that again repeated in Uncharted 3, but no sign of Twitter. How did that one fare out for you guys?
Well, we figured we'd focus on Facebook this time around. I mean, we really want to build that community of players, and we looked at sort of how many people had friends on PSN and how many people had friends on Facebook, and you just got this huge collection of people that you've already connected with on Facebook's network. So we wanted to tap into that and make sure that you recognize the people that you might be friends with and you didn't even know were playing the same game as you. So now you'll be able to hook up.
And on that front, you've got some really interesting features. The fact you'll be able to do split screen on the same console with two different PSN IDs, and you'll be able to connect with Facebook friends that you don't even have their PSN IDs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, split screen was a big one for us. We wanted to make sure that you had that experience where you could sit down on the couch and play with your buddy or your brother and not have to sacrifice your level progression. So we wanted to make sure that both of the screens had a PSN login. So we tackled that early on. And then, yeah, the Facebook, just being able to use that network of friends as your core friends list was something that just seemed like a no-brainer to us.
Now, hindsight's one of those things where it's always 20/20 vision. In terms of evolution, how have you seen the Uncharted franchise change in the first two iterations moving into the third?
It's really all about us having the time to invest on building the technology to do what we want. I mean, I think the vision that we set out for with the first Uncharted is still there, and we're still trying to do the same kinds of things, but it just takes so much time to build up that technology. And Uncharted 2 wouldn't have been possible with Uncharted 1 without Uncharted 1, and similarly, we're just building on that foundation that we had with Uncharted 2 to do all the cool stuff that we're doing in Uncharted 3.
Now, you're pretty bullish in terms of saying that you want to produce another game of the year, and obviously you cleaned up last year, or in 2009 quite well. What is the approach that you're taking to that? There is no real formula to producing that game that takes the industry by storm. What are you doing to keep that special sauce in Uncharted 3?
Yeah, I mean, we make sure that we make the game we want to play, and we push the technology. We never sort of become complacent with what we've accomplished. There's always more to do. There's always ways to do it better. And and we say around the studio that we just want to make it awesome. It always starts off sucking, and we are aware of that. And it's about iteration. It's got to keep trying again and again and again. And that goes for just the most microscopic element of the game over to the entire game itself.
Now, you are giving some PlayStation users early access. Can you give us some details on that one?
Yeah, so we've got sort of two phases of the beta. The first phase starts on 6/28, and it is for PS Plus members as well as people who will be buying Infamous 2, which I'm sure will be a lot of. And then a week later, on July 5th, it becomes available on the PSN for anybody who to download that wants to.
Evan, thank you very much for chatting with us. When can people expect to get their hands on Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception?
It's 11/1/11.
Fantastic, cheers. And you can check out more on GameSpot.com.